this path of totality covered 7 Salems is sparked my curiosity, and I wanted to find out if that's indeed true.
Salem means peace and is another name for Jerusalem.
The first one that I noticed was Donald, City of Donald. And it just so happens that at the beginning of 2017, Donald Trump became the president of the United States. Okay, well, is that coincidence? Some people may think so.
Coincidence?
And coincidence? Well, statistics would say otherwise. So that's what is in the crossover point. That was crossed over with the 2017 eclipse, and it's going to be within that crossover point again when the 2024 eclipse goes over. It's called Little Egypt, and that's because there was a famine that was coming in 1881, I think it was, due to snow and the frost, and people all around the area in Illinois couldn't grow grain, didn't have anything, so they had to go down into Little Egypt, southern Illinois, and purchase grain. So it kind of gives you a template. It's a pattern similar to what occurred in Egypt with Joseph.
Joseph, 7 years of blessings or 7 years of famine. The upcoming solar eclipse will be exactly 7 years since the 2017 solar eclipse.
I really think there's significance in the 2017-2024 eclipse crossing over and it creating the Tav. And the Tav, as it is said in Revelation, Jesus said, I am the beginning and the end. The Alpha and the Omega, or the Alpha and the Tav. The first and the last, the beginning and the end. And that is the Tav. And that is what we have in the crossover when the 2017 eclipse went across our nation, and now you have the 2024 eclipse coming up in April 8th, 2024 to cross over and make a Tav. Again, the Word of God is what we go to, but it's quite interesting when the Lord said that these are signs and their own messages, and we can take a look at that. My hope is that it points you back to the Bible, it makes you read and learn more in the book of Daniel and in the book of Revelation.
But for the 2024 eclipse, one city that is very noticeable is Eagle Pass, Texas.
All right, what's going on here in Eagle Pass? Look at this.
Again, coincidence?
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. No one of your brothers is going to be edified through the spirit. This was a heavy thing. This video was. And is there such thing as a coincidence? Absolutely not. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything in the scriptures that is written of in the scriptures has been and always shall be predestined. All right. Matter of fact, before I even get to the nitty and gritty, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 48:10, I believe. Slakia is 46. Isaiah 46:10, it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So declaring the end from the beginning. So since the time begun, America, Babylon the Great, was slated to be be X'd out. All right, not just in a by a solar eclipse, but literally by the missiles that the Lord has created, the arrows of destruction. All right. So the Lord Ben had this in plan and had this in motion. And you notice, of course they going by the solar eclipse, but the Lord Ben gave us a skinny or heads up how things was going to take place. Real quick, another one. Matthew 24 and 4, it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in their diverse places. So this right here, the Lord himself gave a clue how he was going to come. All right. The signs of him going to come. Matter of fact, it says signs, right? It says Matthew 24. I'm going to jump down. Immediately after those days, after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So this is literally talking about the bombardment. All right, the heavy transgression that the Lord is about to unleash on America, and make this the sign of the end. All right, because people fail to understand that America is written in the scriptures, but not as America. America is written in the scriptures as Babylon the Great. And they'll sit there, they'll look for signs. That's what it's all about with the world. The world want to look for signs of things. And those who follow the blueprint of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we didn't have to see the physical signs. We already knew of the signs that was in heaven, that was on earth. All right. St. Joel 2 and 21, I believe. I'm sorry. Joel 2 and 28. And it shall come to pass that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, which is a major sign. People having random dreams, which is not random. They have the same reoccurring dream, because all the dreams are connected. All right, all our dreams are connected when it comes to prophetic dreams. Hey, the prophets all saw the same vision, but they just interpret it in their fashionable way. Same thing that goes with the dream of the end. So the Lord's poured out his spirit on man. It says, on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old man shall dream dreams, your young man shall see visions. So it's not going to be a surprise. Well, it's going to be for the non-elect is going to be the Lord's going to come as a thief in the night. But for the elect, the signs and everything that the Lord has said during his time on earth, and what he left us, and the things that he told us these signs was going to take place in the heavens, which will fortify our faith in him. And it says also, upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in heavens, that is a wonder. A solar eclipse crossing the United States of America. The way it's crossing, and there's a 7-year gap, like how they said. And it's spiritual, because they brought out Joseph of the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine. All right, what came first? The 7 years of plenty. What came after? The 7 years of famine. So, is it by accident that they're already entering phase 2 in this whole demonic thing that they're doing? Is it a coincidence that this is happening right after our Passover? All right, a month later, and in the same month they having a movie called Civil War. Isn't that coincidence that it is a election year? Is it a coincidence that all these nations are here? No, there's no such thing as a coincidence. All these things that happen because it's prophetic. The Lord already written that these things would happen. And it was our job to interpret that, be live and direct as a newscast to tell the world, like, look, this was happening. And the people of the world starting to see, like, yo, this got to be the end. All right. It says, I will show wonders in heavens and in earth. Don't forget. So that is an epic sign. That's on the heavens, and on earth blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. So you call it blood moons, right? Before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So this is all before. This is prior to the Lord making his return. Matthew 24 and 29. All right. When Yahushua comes, crack the skies, he's going to let it be known with the great, what they call Easter eggs. When you watch a film, they tell you certain things, and there's a build. This is the greatest storyline ever. Okay? And we show everybody that's on earth is participating in the greatest comeback story of all times. And then our Lord is coming back. All right? Yahushua is coming back. He's coming back. He's right there. He's just waiting for the orders of the Most High. Most High is bounded by his word. And he's about to let loose. So famine, pestilence. Matter of fact, I'll make mention of that real quick. 2nd Ezra. Now you see why more. The scriptures pop up more. It become more realistic. 2nd Ezra 16. I believe it's 30. Second Ezra 16, there it is, at 21. I started 20. But for all these things that shall they not turn away from their wickedness. Matter of fact, 19. Behold, famine and plague. So was not C19 a plague? Was that telling that there's going to be a worldwide famine? Tribulation means hard times, anguish, and are sent as scourges for amendment. So when 2020 went down, that was the time for people to take a reflection of their self and of their doings and prepare themselves for their maker. But what did they do after they was released? They got worse. That's what it says. For all these things shall they not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges. And that's exactly what happened. So this is a live and direct prophecy that is ongoing. Because it's hard out there. It's even worse than it ever been before. Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth. So yeah, there was an actual time where you could forget about the sales. Things was not that goddamn expensive. Now you have inflation, which now the inflation has steadied. But with the bricks and everything that's happened, the dollar bill, and now they're talking about the truckers are going to strike. And that means there's less goods in New York City. All right. Then you have all these things that's going on. So all these things that's going on is going to make, and they keep printing up more money for Ukraine and Israel, which the more money they print, the more debt this place gets into, and the more the valuing of the dollar. So at one period of time, it was considered to be cheap. All right, yesterday's prices is not today's prices, and that's a fact. So it says that they should think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evil's bad time grow upon the earth. So even in all this what's that word I'm looking for? This rocky market of foods and goods and so forth, even in that sense, we know is bad, but it's gonna get far worse. That's why you got to go back in the history of the Weimar Republic. Even you don't have to go that far in history. There's certain places, Venezuela. There's a certain I forgot the name of that place in Africa, where they had the same concept, where they had to take a whole bunch of their fiat currency to get regular bread. All right. So these people thinking themselves in a good case, but it says evils is going to grow, and the evils has grown. That's why you have the alphabetical slaughter of the the alphabetical abominable people at an all-time high. Your children being targeted. All right. There's so much evil that's going on. Sometimes it's even hard to find. Adultery is at an all-time high. Bestiality is at an all-time high. All right. People into witchcraft at an all-time high. It says sword, famine, and great confusion. And Lord knows that there's nothing but massive confusion. Most majority of people don't even know who the fuck they are. Pardon my Swahili, but that's the reality of things. People don't even know who they are. So all these things is happening direct in front of our eyes. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. So is it by accident that woman make mention of the 7 years of famine, which was the story of Joseph? And when you read into that story, all the Egyptians gave up all their land, all their goods, all their real resources, and put them and volunteered themselves into slavery just to be fed. Sounds familiar? So, hey, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's repeating history. Read Genesis, the 46th chapter. I always bring it out. And then when you read further down, that they decided to go into the city, to live in the city. So they became slaves unto Pharaoh at the time. They came by Joseph, because Joseph, they had the bread. He had that, Pharaoh had that dream, and Joseph broke it down, and he prepared for this famine to take place. So now, the new famine is going to take place. It is orchestrated by your favorite, not celebrities, but your favorite elites. It is not going to favor you people. Okay? And a lot of you people are going to starve to death. All right? And then everybody's going to end up somehow, some way, they're going to be left out in the wilderness outside these major cities. And as these major cities are going to become smart cities, which you go in the 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, when they talk about men that desire to go into a city and cannot. All right? So all this prophecy is coming to fruition. All of it. The Lord Yahushua is coming. And the hard times is coming. After this Passover, shit is going to rev up. All right? It's going to heighten. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Because what? It's gonna get violent out here. People is gonna take matters into their own hand. All right? It's gonna get real. It's gonna get real out here. Okay? Famine is gonna cause a great change. People are going to lose it. And this picture is, and it's spiritual, because I'm looking at it. It looked like the Most High has something in his hand and probably Xing out America, which is spiritual, because the Lord is about to exit or X out this land that was designed to be destroyed. All right. And I'm going to end it off on this. I don't want to make this too long. Revelations 18:4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come up out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins. What's going to be the sins of America? that the Lord does not want his people to be partakers of is speaking of those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, that's going to be the great equalizer of all the evil that's been done here. It says that you be not, and that you receive not of our plagues. So literally, the elect is going to be beamed up. All right, which some people may say, "Oh, you guys are crazy," but we'll see who's real crazy real soon. When all hell breaks loose, it could be a cyber attack. It could be anything. It's going to cripple this society. It's going to cause great civil unrest to the point of it's going to be out of control. We'll see who's going to be when masses of people are going to die from unknown disease X's or whatever. All right, which is spiritual too, because now they have a disease X. All right, so X marks the spot. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High remembered her iniquity. Talking about America. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So things that this place have done the Lord is gonna put us the spirit to pay back. All right, this is the last hurrah. It said, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she have said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine. This is all the same time period. All right. So it could be 7 years. It could be less than that. We're hoping it'd be ASAP. All right. It said, and she shall utterly burn with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judge her. So that's America's destiny, to be burnt with fire. All right, that's what X marks the spot. That's not a good sign. That's a bad sign. All right, like she broke it down to bring it out. She said, the Lord said He's the Alpha and He's the Omega. The A and the Ta, not the Tav. That's that Yiddish shit. It's the A and the Ta. Ta meaning X out. That's the last Hebrew word. All right, so her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord's about to X her out. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.